Coach, as we look ahead, your numbers, I mean, when you're playing six-man football, numbers has been a challenge, not just for you, but for the other teams that are playing six-man football. Your numbers are up a bit, right?
Right, yep. We had 16 kids show up yesterday for our first practice. That will be our biggest group that we've had since 2013 here at Cheylin. So having that many allows us to do a lot more things at practice, a little scrimmaging we can get in, which obviously makes us a better team as a whole. And barring injuries, stuff like that, makes us deep, a little fresher going into the playoffs. So
even with those numbers, if I recall correctly, I think you're still going to be kind of a young team. And so where does the leadership come from?
Yeah, most of our big-time leaders are our juniors. That's our big group, is our junior class. And I would say they're young in age aspect, but they've been all starting since they were freshmen. So it's really, in my opinion, we're becoming more of a veteran group by the day. And the leadership definitely stems from that junior group. Those guys kind of lead the charge on everything. So
McCarty is a name that is synonymous with success athletically. I mean, you've got some other kids, but he's the kind of one of those guys that stands out there, whether it's basketball, track, whatever. And staying healthy for him will be critical for you or not?
Yes, it will. He'll play quarterback this year. He was kind of our main focal point on offense last year. I think if he can stay healthy all year, we will have a very good chance at being a successful team in the playoffs, and he'll have a very good chance of being one of the most prolific athletes in Western Kansas this year.
You know, with six-man football comes a lot of travel, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes, it does. Our first two games are at Fowler and at Rolla. Both of those are just shy of a 4-hour trip from here for us. Our other road games at Natoma, that's another 3.5-hour trip. So it seems like anytime we get to go anything less than 2 hours, we're ecstatic, because that's not a long trip for us anymore. So.
Yeah. Now, you don't have school, I think, on Fridays. Does that help a lot or not?
Yeah, for our long road trips, it does help a lot. We're blessed that we don't have to go to school on Fridays, but in the same sense, it's kind of always nerve-wracking what kids are going to show up and get on the bus and which ones are going to forget about the game, stuff like that. But in terms of missing school and being prepared for a long road trip, I feel like not being here on Fridays helps the boys for the most part.
Well, listen, we're hoping to cover the big game. One of the games you're going to play is at Golden Plains, which is not a long drive for you. That's a short drive for you, as a matter of fact. And we'll be covering that game. For those people that don't get to watch and see six-man football, it can be explosive.
Yes, it can. The big thing we've had in the last couple of years is everybody's offense is getting a little more dynamic, and we're hitting the home run plays more often than we were in the first couple of years. And I think the trend of less and less defense is becoming more popular. Hopefully we can kind of change that this year with an explosive offense and a really good defense. So
you, all you coaches out here were a part of the first ever six-man all-star football game, which we got to cover on OpenSpaces Sports in Newton, Kansas. Was that a good experience, and do you like it?
I loved it. I think all the boys had a great time. All of us coaches, more than the whole game itself, we got to kind of meet each other on a personal level, and we got to interact with each other and some other coaches from the southern schools that we've never been around one-on-one before. It was a great experience, and you kind of get to see what the kids are like behind the scenes. When you only play the kids and sports, that's all you ever know them from. And when you get to meet them one-on-one, I felt like it was a great experience for all of them and for all of us coaches. Hopefully get to do it again. All
right, listen, thanks for visiting with us. Good luck in the upcoming season.
Yes, thanks, Rich. We appreciate all you guys do for us.
All right, Chris Walden visiting with us. He's the head football coach of the Cheylin Cougars, and you can catch the Cougars, brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Kansas, on OpenSpacesSports.com.